G'day all you positive people of planet Earth, and welcome to the 5th episode of Planet Positivity. This time round we're going to Bali. So what was unique about this trip for me was that it was the first time that I actually travelled somewhere alone. So my first day alone, I was staying in Seminyak in an area in Bali that's quite nice. So I took the liberty, since I had the freedom, to go and explore on my own. It was quite daunting in the beginning because there was nobody to talk to or no one to rely on, but in many ways I see it as a very eye-opening experience because everywhere I went, it forced me to start talking to people everywhere I went. And I was lucky enough that Bali, of all places, is a very major tourist hotspot for Australians. So everywhere I went, I heard the accent from home. Everywhere I went, I got to speak to someone from my own country, so I kind of didn't feel like a fish out of water very much. So as it turned out, I didn't have to wait very long to make my first friend whilst travelling alone. I was at Sydney Airport waiting in line, and the person in front of me was an Australian female around the same age roughly, and we started talking in line for the hour and a half that we were waiting to check into our flight, and we were going to roughly the same place. She was travelling alone but meeting up with 3 friends once she got to Indonesia, and we talked for so long in line that when we got to the front counter we went together, and the lady that was checking us in asked us if we wanted to be seated together. And so we jumped at the opportunity, and so we had the hour and a half in line to get to know each other, followed by 2 hours of waiting for our flight, followed by an 8-hour flight to Bali. So safe to say we became fast friends on that through that experience. And by the time we actually got to the airport in Indonesia and had to separate, we'd already formed such a bond, but we'd made many plans to catch up and get together and have awesome adventures in Bali. So my experience at Ubud Monkey Forest wasn't one of my finest animal encounters, but I got to take home a really awesome souvenir. I got bit by a monkey. Totally my fault. I take full responsibility. David Attenborough would be ashamed of me. I had a moment. Jade said to me, "Oh, Ali, let's take a selfie with the monkey." And she stood like 30 centimeters away smiling. Not me. I'd gotten so comfortable and familiar having monkeys on the streets, seeing them come up to you, having them climb over me all day at the forest. I was so used to them. I totally forgot all the rules. And so there was a monkey, a bigger, older, angrier looking one, sitting on a ledge that Jade started smiling next to. So I've literally leaned up against the monkey with my arm down and went, totally forgetting that teeth are a sign of aggression for monkeys. And it was, the timing was impeccable, because as soon as Jade took the photo, she managed to catch the moment that the monkey had grabbed my arm and took a chunk out of me. I say it like it was a chunk. It wasn't. It was like a little scratch. I'll show you. It wasn't too bad. But what was really bad was the sequence of shots over the next couple of weeks that I had to have when I got home. They hurt like a mother, that's for sure. But at least I can say I had an amazing adventure and a really close encounter with a monkey. So the nature lover that I am meant that I had to have a kind of adventure that only Bali can really offer. So I spent the day with a guy named Kuta, and he took me to a place called Sekumpul Waterfall. And he leaves me at the top of a mountain with my little local tour guide. And he said, "I'll see you in about 2 hours." More like 4 or 5 hours later. I couldn't get enough of this place. So we're walking through mud downstairs in the rainforest sort of area. It was really jungly. I was absolutely loving it. It was so green, so beautiful, so lush. It was jungly as all hell. I was loving life. And I was just appreciating the natural beauty of Bali. We spent hours walking through this lush rainforest area, and we came to these mini waterfalls, and they were like entrees until you get to this main meal, which was this panoramic 3 waterfall situation. I was supposed to be there for half an hour. I spent 2 hours there alone. I loved every second of it. I didn't want to leave. Being surrounded by nature like that, how can you not appreciate the beauty of this planet? And this is all for us to enjoy. It exists with or without us, but we get to enjoy this. I was loving every minute of it. I went and stood under a waterfall. Wow, that thing is powerful. I swam under it. I just took photos. I was so at peace. You can't not be at peace when you're surrounded by, like, you know what I mean? How is this not a peaceful experience? And to be able to do that in different places in the world, in different countries, to see different details, to hear different sounds. We're so lucky to have this planet, honestly. So Bali is well known for its nightlife. Not something that I'm normally that fussed on myself, but I had to meet up with my new friend Heidi and meet her little group of friends. So there were 4 girls that I went to meet up with in a place called Kuta, which is about a 10-minute motorbike ride from where I was staying in Seminyak. And we went out in Kuta. We had a beautiful dinner. We went and had famous bintang beer on the beach and watched the sunset. I got to see my first Bali sunset that night with great company. I'm gonna get a good Bali sunset today. We had corn on the cob from a guy on the street, and it was the most delicious little snack that I've ever eaten. I don't even drink beer, but when in Bali, get on the bintangs. And so we just sat on the beach together talking and laughing and watching the sunset. It was so romantical, and it was a good girl group bonding moment. I loved it. And then after dinner, we went out to some nightclubs. Yeah, my memories of that night are a little bit hazy, I'm not gonna lie. I know by 8 p.m. that night, I'd lost my legs. That didn't stop me from getting on multiple dance floors that were empty, because who goes clubbing at 8 p.m? Me. So I jumped on the dance floor, and next minute I was surrounded by the male species. That didn't stop me either. And so I had a great night with the girls, and everyone would stay until they couldn't take it anymore. They'd lost their legs. I remember breaking a shoe. Didn't stop me. I kept going till about 2 a.m. Everybody else went to leave. This is actually a really funny night for me. Everyone else was leaving, and I said, just give me 1 second. I need to go to the bathroom. And I'd organised with a guy on a motorbike to get a lift home at a decent price. And so I said, give me a minute, I'm just going to go to the toilet. And I went to a new club that I hadn't been to before, went to the bathroom, made friends with this gorgeous Asian girl, and then I hear Akon playing in the background. I love Akon. And so I'm like, oh, I'll just have this one dance and then I'll go. 4 hours later, I was still going. I'd been jumping on swings since I was a kid. It's something that's pretty common in Australia. But that experience of Bali swing, nothing could have prepared me for the awesomeness that was that experience. If you don't do it when you go, I promise you, you will regret it. It was so much fun. When in Bali.
Go! Lean back with us. One more, go!
Thank you.
Okay. Very good.
And then another day they said to me, what are you doing today? No idea. Oh, well, we're going to go to Beachclub. Have you ever heard of that? And I'm like, I've heard of beach clubs, and I've heard that that's something to do, but where they are and what to do there, I have no idea. They said, come with us. Sure thing, mate, of course. Next minute, they take me to one of the most cool, awesome, beautiful beach places that I've ever been to in my life. I was loving every second of it because I didn't expect it. So I just appreciated it for what it was. I had so much fun. We got a cabana on the overlooking the beach. We ordered drinks, we ordered food. And I noticed there was a swim up pool bar, which is always a hot favorite thing for me to do. So I said, I'll see you in a bit. I'm just going to go grab a cocktail in the pool. Next minute, it had been half an hour and I hadn't returned yet. The food had come, my cocktail was melting. And so the sister Elle said, I'll go get Ali. And she comes down to the water, and I remember the look she had on her face when she saw me. I went there by myself. She was expecting me to just be sitting at the bar alone, having a cocktail, riding solo. Nah. I managed to make friends with about 20 different people from all over the world. So there was a couple of people from Germany, a small group from Hungary, there was a bunch of Aussies, a couple of people from New Zealand. And so I was introducing everyone to everyone. I was cracking jokes. We were dancing with the DJ playing music. We were having drinks together. We had a great time. And Elle didn't even want to leave. So she jumped in the pool with us, met everyone, had a laugh with us. 30 minutes later, her brother's thinking, where are they? She went to go get Ali and she hasn't returned. So he came into the pool to look for us, and he looked at me and he goes, Ali, how do you do this? I said, what did I do? And he goes, how do you just walk into a group of people and make friends with everyone? He goes, I can't. Oh, I just tripped over. So I was walking through the temple with Jade and I noticed these two holy men just sort of sitting peacefully watching. And so I went over and started a conversation with them, sat with them. We talked about different belief systems and about bringing the world together and how we can have peace on earth. And Jade noticed what was going on and took some photos of us talking, and then they noticed the photos happening, and so they allowed for an opposing situation to happen. But that was one of the highlights for me of all the people that I met, because it was beautiful when you get people of different places, different beliefs, just coming together and enjoying each other's company. And it's those kinds of connections that I really treasure wherever I go. So I actually encourage everybody to do that sort of thing, to just strike up a conversation with people around you. The peace on earth kind of mentality, or the peace on earth possibility, doesn't come from the people high above. I think it comes from everyday people like you and me. When we make connections, when we bond, when we share the love, the joy, the beauty, and the positivity, that spreads around the planet. And then together, we start to see and feel and be as one. Thank you, Bali. Thank you for the beauty of the country. Thank you for the kindness of the people. Thank you for the amazing opportunity to travel alone and not ever feel alone in this amazing world that we have. Thank you to all the amazing people that I met. You absolutely made that trip for me. I'm so grateful, and to be honest, Bali is one place that I just can't wait to go back to.